Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by today's title, this is going to be a little bit of a different video because I'm going to be talking about the COVID-19 vaccine. I'm going to be sharing the process of getting the vaccine, what my symptoms were, reactions, my advice on how to deal with those symptoms and reactions. I hope that this video is informative. I hope that it is helpful. I hope that it answers some of the questions that you may have. I do want to preface this video by saying that I am not in the continental US, so I cannot speak on what the process is of getting the vaccine in the US. Right now, I am back home in Saipan. If you guys do not know what Saipan is, don't worry, no one else does either. It is a US territory in the Pacific. It's right next to Guam. Most people have heard of Guam over Saipan. But I was born and raised here and I came back after graduating because of COVID. But it's kind of fitting for this video because hopefully with the vaccinations going out, life will somehow, at some point, go back to some sort of normal. Anyway, I got the Pfizer vaccine, so I'm going to be sharing my experience getting that. So without further ado, let's just get into it. So I'm going to be breaking this video up into 3 sections. First, the process of getting the vaccine, registration, stuff like that. 2, my reaction and my symptoms after having the vaccine. And 3, my advice on how to deal with those symptoms. So first things first, the process. So you go online and you register for the vaccine. In Saipan, I'm pretty sure anyone above a certain age is allowed to get the vaccine now, which is awesome. So you go online, you register, and that process is basically filling out your background information, your health information, if you're allergic to anything, if you have any underlying or pre-existing health conditions, things like that. And then when you're done registering, if you are eligible, you will get a confirmation code, and that code will be texted to you and emailed to you, and you have to bring that code with you to the vaccination site. So in Saipan, I'm pretty sure the only vaccination site that we have is CHC, which is our hospital. That's where I got vaccinated. So you go to the first tent and give your confirmation code, give your ID, and all you have to say is that you were there for the first dose. So they double check everything in the system and then they guide you to the next tent. I'm calling them tents, but I'm pretty sure they're called bunkers. I could be wrong, but I'm going to refer to them as tents, even though I think that they're called bunkers. Anyway, so when you get to the first tent, you give them your confirmation number again, and they'll print out a piece of paper for you, which is basically them registering you. You give that piece of paper to the next tent, which is where you're actually going to get vaccinated. Again, when you get the vaccine, they will guide you through all of this. So if this is confusing while listening to it, don't worry. They'll have people to take you to the next station and tell you what to do. So once you have that piece of paper with your code or whatever it is that they printed out, you hand it to the person who is in the vaccination tent. They will guide you to your nurse, and they will also give you information about what to expect when getting the vaccine, any symptoms that you might experience. The first time you get your vaccine, they will give you a packet that explains to you, well, I don't know if they're still doing this, but at least when I had gotten it, they give you a packet stating information about the vaccine, things to expect, statistics, things like that. Anyway, so when you get to the vaccination tent, there is like a coordinator who's in charge of everything. They'll lead you to your nurse. You sit down, hand them the piece of paper. I think they just, write down what number you are, etc., etc. And they ask you which arm you want to get it in. And the nurse will probably give you a little spiel saying like, hey, your arm might feel sore, this, that, and the third. Don't be alarmed. That is what my nurse did for me. And then that is it. After you are vaccinated, you go into another room where they will observe you for 15 minutes. So in this observation room, it is basically just to see if you have any immediate reactions to the vaccine. So if you're feeling nauseous, dizzy, sick, anything. They have beds laid out in case you do feel any of that and you want to lay down. And they also have chairs so everyone can sit in a chair while they wait. Most people don't have an immediate reaction to it, but you never know, some people might. After the 15 minutes, if you don't have any symptoms, which is what happened with me, they will come over with your vaccination card. There will be 2 sections for the 2 doses. The first section will be filled out, and then they'll tell you what day you need to come for your second dose, which is 2 weeks after. And then that is it. You go on your merry way, and 2 weeks later you come back and you repeat the same exact process, except now the only thing that is different is you have to say, I'm here for my second dose, instead of I'm here for my first dose. I will say though that one big difference was the time that I went. So I think for the first dose I went around 9:30ish and there was absolutely nobody there. The whole process, including the 15-minute wait period, was about 25 minutes, if that. Just went by so quickly. I didn't even sit down to wait for anything, which was fantastic. And I would suggest that that's a good time to go. The second time I went maybe around like 10:30, and I was there for about an hour. So a lot more people that were waiting. They were only taking groups of 5 at a time. So if a lot of people were waiting, obviously that's not that many people to bring in. But it was fine. It was only an hour, not that big of a deal. Yeah, that was pretty much the whole process. Everything went smoothly. There were no problems, and very, very simple. Okay, moving on to the second part, which is my reaction and symptoms. So I think every single person who gets the vaccine has one symptom in common, and that is the sore arm. It is very, very common for people to be sore at the injection site. And that is why I got mine on the left side, because my right hand is my dominant hand. And let me tell you, that arm will be sore. So that is definitely something that I think that everybody should be expecting, because I don't think I've even met one person that didn't have a sore arm. Again, it's not gonna kill you. It's not the end of the world. It just hurts a little bit. If anything, it's comparable to the HPV shot. In my opinion, the actual shot itself for the HPV shot hurt more than the COVID shot. But afterwards, my arm was definitely more sore after getting the COVID shot than the HPV shot. But if you're worried more about the actual pain of the needle, I would say that the HPV shot hurt more than the COVID shot. COVID didn't really hurt that much. The second symptom that I got was a headache. So I'm very prone to getting headaches. I actually experience migraines quite often. So it's no surprise that I got a headache. I was not concerned about it at all because it happens to me so often. Actually, the first time I wasn't sure if it was from the vaccine or not, because I didn't drink any water beforehand, I didn't eat anything beforehand, and so I just thought maybe I was dehydrated and just, you know, wasn't feeling great. Second time, I do know that it was from the vaccine, but again, it wasn't a migraine, it wasn't terrible, I just had a headache. And that is also probably something that is quite common with any type of shot, any type of vaccine. I'm sure headaches happen all the time for a lot of people. So in my opinion, definitely not something to worry about. So that was all that I experienced for the first dose. The second dose, things got a little different. So it is public information, very widely known, that the second dose can cause more severe symptoms. For most people, it's about a day or two of flu-like symptoms. Sometimes it can last up to a week. You know, everybody reacts to things differently. So I was definitely prepared for the worst. I was not sure what was gonna happen to me, but I was prepared for me to be in bed for a week, just in case. So like I said, I got the vaccine at maybe about 11:30. That's when I actually got the shot in my arm. And I was fine throughout the day except for a headache. And at 1 a.m. the next morning, I started to feel aches, pains, chills, and I was like, uh-oh. It's starting to kick in. I just vividly remember the bottom of my feet aching, and that's how I knew that it wasn't something else, because the bottom of my feet never feel like that. I was sensitive to the touch. I definitely was not feeling great. That was, again, 1 a.m. I wake up at 6 a.m. not feeling good at all. I basically just felt like I had the flu. I was a little feverish, I had chills, my body was aching, I had a headache, and around 10 a.m., 9 or 10 a.m., I felt fine. The rest of the day, I was, you know, a little sluggish, but nothing crazy. Definitely not anything compared to how I felt earlier in the morning. And yeah, so for me, my symptoms for the second dose only happened for a few hours, basically overnight. So nothing crazy. I'm very, very thankful. I'm actually surprised that I didn't react worse to it. I thought that for sure at least 2 days I would be in bed, but no, I felt fine after a few hours, and I'm very, very thankful for that. Now moving on to the third and final part of this video, my advice to you. Suggestions to you on how to move quickly past the symptoms that you might be experiencing. So for the first symptom, the sore arm, the only thing that I can suggest is to move your arm. Massage the part out. Just don't keep still. I think some people are like, okay, well, it really hurts. I, don't want to irritate it and move it anymore. No. Don't baby it. You gotta move it around. You gotta massage at the part. You gotta do what you can to keep the blood flowing so that it doesn't stay sore there. Before I go any further, I just want to put a disclaimer out. I am not a doctor. I am not a licensed professional. I am not in any position to tell you what to do. I'm definitely not telling you to do anything. I'm just suggesting things based on what I experienced, the things that helped me to move past the symptoms more quickly. If your doctor is telling you to do something different, listen to your doctor. Do not listen to me. Obviously, I'm sure many of you would already know that, but I don't want to get in any kind of trouble, so That's my disclaimer. Okay, moving right along. The second symptom, headache. Honestly, the only thing that I could suggest is to drink water and eat before getting the shot, and then drink water and eat after getting the shot. I didn't drink or eat anything before the first shot. The second shot, I did drink and eat something beforehand, and I drank something and ate something after. But again, I am prone to getting migraines and headaches. I get them literally all the time. So if you're not prone to getting headaches and migraines like I am, I would highly suggest to eat something, drink something. I'm sure it'll help you. Again, there's like over-the-counter medicine that you could probably take to alleviate any pain if it gets any worse. But honestly, the headache was one of the least troublesome symptoms that I experienced. So, okay, so for the last symptoms, the flu-like symptoms, the thing that I honestly think helped me the most was to sweat it out. So from 6:30 to about 10, all I did was lay in my bed, try to sleep with the air off. I went under my covers and I just sweated out. The only other things that I did within that time period were, again, sleep, drink water, and my dad did bring up 2 tablets of Tylenol for me, which is acetaminophen. And I think that it was all of those things in conjunction that got me through, but honestly, the thing that I feel really helped me feel better was sweating it out. I was very uncomfortable for those few hours, but you know, I had to do what I had to do. And then afterwards, I took a shower and I felt way, way better. And it wasn't like I was at 100% by 10 a.m. For the rest of the day, I felt, you know, still a little tired, still a little like under the weather, but nothing compared to what I felt like that morning. So yeah, those are really my only pieces of advice. So just to bring it back in again. Get your shot in your non-dominant arm. Move your arm after you get the shot. Drink water and eat before getting the shot and after. Sweat it out. Drink water. Sleep if you can. And I know that not everybody's personal situations will allow them to do what I'm suggesting. I know that some people don't have the luxury of being able to sleep for 4 hours in the morning till they feel better. I know that some people are allergic to Tylenol. I know that some people can't do this, that, and the third, and I totally get it. These are just my suggestions. Take what you will from this. I would also really appreciate it if you guys who have gotten the vaccine already could comment down below some things that helped you out so that anybody else watching this video can scroll through the comments and see other suggestions for things that helped people get over their symptoms quickly too. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about the matter. That is basically the whole process of getting the vaccine. Oh, one last thing, I do suggest that you make some sort of digital copy of your vaccination card. Take a picture of it, make a photocopy. I don't know what you want to do, but do something, because if you lose that thing, but yeah, guys, that's all that I have for today's video. I know that the past year has been a super confusing, stressful, troubling, heartbreaking time for so many people. And I just felt that it was my responsibility as a citizen of the world to do my part and get vaccinated for myself, for one, and for my family, for my friends, for the people that I love. Honestly, even for the people that I don't love. Like, if I dislike you, and there's not very many people out there that I dislike, I still got this vaccine for you. And I hope that you guys will consider doing the same thing for others in your life as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this vaccine means that we are in the home stretch, that we are going to go back to some semblance of normal, and I know that that's something that we all want. Anyway, so I hope that you guys found this video informative and helpful in some way. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I will, of course, answer everything. And yeah, I would really, really appreciate it if you guys leave this video a thumbs up and even subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. And I hope that you guys have a fantastic day. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye. So I will say that the most annoying part about the vaccine was that yesterday was a full moon and definitely felt the fangs come in, definitely felt the claws come out, hair started to grow all over my body. I had like this weird, like wild, feral temptation to like eat and like kill everybody. But besides that, everything was fine.